Hello. Can anybody hear me? Hello. Hello. Is anybody listening? Messing with the la la la, got me feeling super fly. Something like a bird or a plane, but no, I'm never coming down. Never coming down. Messing with the la la la, got me feeling super fly. Floating like a cloud in the sky. Oh no, I'm never coming down. Never coming down.
That is how I'm doing. Why? That is my improvement to life. I'm grooving, floating like the moon, lifting off like NASA, and there's no problem in Houston. Soothing the way it makes me feel. I'm burning on my green because this money isn't real. I open up the seal and smile like kids with Happy Meals. I'm rolling up the kill to spit that shit you have to feel. I swear I thought I told you that I float above the globe. I be on another planet like the Martian from the Noya. I'm sure enough never landing like the fish under the water. I'm SpongeBob, you are Sandy. You can't breathe under my ocean, and I am never sober. I guess that's why I'm twist, cause even when I rest, I wake with Mary on my chest. Today will be the best. The weather we predict, it will be partly cloudy with a chance of mess. With the chance of
messing with the la la la, got me feeling super fly. Something like a bird or a plane. No, I'm never coming down. Never coming down. Messing with the la la la, got me feeling super fly. Floating like a cloud in the sky. Oh no, I'm never coming down. Never coming down. Yeah, hey, I'm on a trip to the moon on the next thing smoking. So I hop in the whip, lick my big, turn my keys, and I'm in motion. Got a cup full of that potion, straight looking, no juice, it's potent. Plus, my brother keeps staring, wonder how long I've been driving without my eyes open. I'm tripping, man, bags packed and everything. I've been tipping, so I'm switching into every lane. I'm kinda picky though, I can't fuck around with every Jane. Just call me John Doe, baby, I can't remember my name. Life's crazy, ain't it? Well, I know that mine's is. I've been looking around the hood all day, but I don't know where my mind is. I ain't the type that gets drunk and commits to violence. I'd rather go get a fine chick who's publicizing private. Yes, I'm hollering, yeah, that's what I do. I'm in the zone like Madden playing cover 2. CNTO was the crew, you know just how we do. Living in the clouds, vacation on the moon. Messing with the la la la, got me feeling super fly. Something like a bird or a plane. No, no, I'm never coming down.
Coming down, never coming down. Never coming down, never coming down.
Messing with the la la la, got me feeling super fly. Floating like a cloud in the sky.
Oh nope, I'm never coming down. Oh nope, I'm never coming down. Down. Oh yeah. Never coming down. CNTO's production. I produced that beat. You know, let's throw back. I had to bring it back to let y'all know I still got the juice. Let's get into business. Welcome to the Hype Real Podcast, Live Reaction Sunday. I pull up on Sundays to talk about anything I want to talk about. This is my me time. This is our time. This is our time to shine. We're going to get on here. We're going to talk about everything under the sun. I got a couple of things I want to speak on. I want to talk some Cleveland talk. Cavs just took the L. It's unfortunate. We'll get into it. And I also want to talk about my
taking my chances. Whoever knew that green
good and what generation. Last week we talked about on the podcast with my main man Ray 623 AM
I know my
and
mind
big homie Kyle about what generation of basketball was the best basketball. So we're gonna get in a little bit more of that. All right. So before we get into it, let's make sure we do our homework. Like, subscribe, and enjoy. Hit that notification button. Is the Hype Real Podcast. We go live every Thursday, 9 p.m. We pull up every Sunday. What I do to talk my good talk. And we're just going to have a good time doing what we do, all right? All right. Well, Today, the Cavs lost. They lost today. It was a tough one. We were down pretty bad. The Cavs were down by about 20 something points. I was reading it. As I was looking at the game, and we wound up getting close, but we just couldn't get over the hump. So the thing with the Cavs that I always say is their defense is somewhat suspect. I need Mobley to really step into his own again, being that defensive player of the year. I know he's just getting his legs underneath him, but it's very worrisome to see him still struggling against not so big teams. Dallas is not a big team. Now, before I get to speaking on the Cavs, I want to talk about Dallas. Cooper Flag, I think he might be the truth. You know, don't let the Caucasian persuasion fool you. Big dog can ball. He lightweight a beast for real. And he's able to carry a team. And we spoke about this on the podcast that Cooper Flag could be, if Cooper Flag and the Dallas Mavericks could be a guy or two away from being that team that goes from basement dweller to playoff contender. They get Kyrie Irving back next year, maybe the end of this year. He probably won't be back this year. We'll say next year. Even if they sign a 1-year deal, he'll probably come back to Dallas. And then they get a high draft pick with Cooper Flag at the helm and a couple of these other glue guys, Najee Marshall, P.J. Washington, even Christie. Christie was big. He hit a couple big shots. He didn't take many, but the shots he took, he made. He was 3 for 4. And I think he hit that closeout 3 at the end. So even with that all being said, the Cavs were, I don't want to give them a pass, but they introduced somebody new back into the lineup. Welcome back, Max Strus. It's been like 70-something games. You came back today, and you are a leading scorer, actually. No, I take that back. Donovan Mitchell was the leading scorer, but you were the more efficient scorer. And you played 22 minutes after not playing all season. I wasn't the biggest Max Strus fan. I was not. I never really thought he was that great of a guy. He's a little undersized. At least he's 6'5", but he looks undersized, and his defense was never really top tier to me. So I always worried, is he really to do? I thought it was going to be DeAndre Hunter to be able to take his spot and pick up his slack on the defensive end, but it didn't work like that. We got rid of Hunter. But clap it up for Max Strus. You came back. Welcome back. 7-9 shooting, 24 points in 22 minutes. I can't get mad at it. Not at all. That's what we need. And if we continue to get healthy, the offense isn't the problem. It's our defense. We're giving up way too many rebounds, way too many opportunities. You know, it's crazy. They had what? Let's see. They had 50 rebounds. 50 rebounds. We had 46, which is cool. But once we get, I'm drawing Allen back. Sorry, I drew a blank. Once we get Allen back, I think that's going to be able to turn our corner because that's our other big guy in the lineup, and Mobley will be able to slide back out to that 4 spot. But I still need Mobley to continue to develop. Because if you don't develop Mobley, we're going to be pretty mediocre in the playoffs. Because once they start focusing in on what you do as a playoff team, it's not pretty. Okay, so Cavs took an L. That won't set us back too much. Hopefully, with Strus back, it'll set us up for success. I believe the Cavs are still the perennial favorites to come out of the East. Only people that are really on our heels, I believe, is the Boston Celtics. I don't think Detroit has enough firepower to make it out of the East as far as offense. And that's what I mean. They have all the defense, but they don't have enough offensive weapons. We have all the offensive weapons, but sometimes if we don't have both our bigs in there, we don't have the defensive presence. And then you have the Boston Celtics who have both. Let's just be real. I'm not a Celtics fan at all, but I'm just saying it is what it is on that aspect. And we need to be ready to take on that team because that's who we're going to be facing in the Eastern Conference Finals if we don't mess it up. Okay, so Live Reaction Sunday, like I said earlier, I wanted to talk about something that's not really talked about too much. We always talk about the GOATs or who is the GOAT. Is it Jordan? Is it LeBron? But, you know, I feel like Kobe always gets kind of like that awkward stepchild that gets left out. Simply because he is, in most people's eyes, the reincarnation of Michael Jordan. Okay? So I really want to ask you guys, and I started thinking like, we always say, oh, LeBron couldn't play in the Jordan era. Maybe, maybe not. But I want to know, could Kobe play in the Jordan era? Prime Kobe. Could Prime Kobe play in the Jordan era? that's a hell of a question if you think about it, because these are the only two people who are up for GOAT talk who actually faced off against each other. LeBron never faced off against Jordan. You know, you got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They look at him as probably one of the possible GOATs. He never faced anybody of this era. So they faced off, I believe, 8 times, and it wasn't really like a barn burner either way. I know Michael Jordan was on the backside of his career. Kobe was new earlier. So in 96, December 17th, 1996, the Jordans played against rookie Kobe Bryant. Now, this is when they still had their big guys. They still had all the heavy hitters. They still had Shaq. They still had Ori. They had all of those big guys. But Jordan dropped 30. And he did what he did. He was Michael Jordan. And they won 129, 123 in overtime. Bryant only played for 10 minutes. He had 5 points. Okay, that's early, and that's his rookie season. But when we get into 1997, that's when it's like Jordan is still bullying around the guys. They played again, and that's when the Lakers, without Shaq, they relied on Elton Campbell and some young guards. Bryant only scored 7 in 13 minutes. So that's season number 2. Kobe didn't really step it up. He's by now he's just about to be 20, 21. Kobe in that era. Okay. So this is where it gets interesting. Later on that year, 1997, December 17th, 1997, that's the next season, but it's the same year. So this is the first time they actually got after each other. I'm going to read this off. Jordan scored 36 and Bryant scored 33 in Chicago, with the Bulls winning 104-83. Bryant, now confident second-year player, challenged Jordan directly and asked mid-game for advice on his turnaround jumper. Jordan respected the courtesy and competitiveness. The duel showcased Bryant's growth and Jordan's recognition that a new era was emerging, blending mentorship and fierce competition. So you got Jordan, who never shows LeBron any love, saying Kobe is who I will pass the baton to. They actually had a relationship. Kobe actually went to him, big bro, as the advice getter, where later on in a career, Kobe became the advice giver. Kobe could have definitely played in the Jordan era. And I just wonder, the only thing that I say is Kobe is a carbon copy of Michael Jordan. Mo says the disdain for Kobe being Bryant is egregious. What disdain? Not from me. I'm just saying that Kobe could play. This is the question, Mo. Could Kobe play in the Michael Jordan era? We always ask, can LeBron compete in the Michael Jordan era? Could Kobe Bryant in his prime now, compete and lead a team in the Michael Jordan era the way the game was officiated? But my rebuttal to that is Kobe Bryant is a carbon copy of Michael Jordan. So there is no Kobe Bryant without Michael Jordan. So I wondered if he had a different set of skills, and he had the same game as Michael Jordan. He wore his clothes like Mike. He had the turnaround fade like Mike. He even played like young Mike with the athleticism when he came in the game. So everything that Mike did, Kobe, even when Kobe won his championship, he jumped up on the stand, he jumped up on the scoreboard, threw the hands up with the numbers. He cried on it. He did everything Jordan did. So if there is no Jordan, there is no Kobe. But I still wonder, even with his skills, if he had the Jordan carbon copy status, would he be able to compete? Okay, so let's go to 1998. So they lost, the Lakers lost to the Bulls. They got dismantled. So in 1998, February 1st, this is when things started to shift for him. Now, this is 98. This is Jordan on his way out. He had already won 96, his 3-peats, all that. So it says the Bulls were overwhelmed 112-87 at the Forum. Jordan scored 31. Bryant 20 off of the bench. Now, that's off the bench. They still had Shaq. They still had Rick Fox. They had Robert Horry, and they ran the floor outpacing Chicago. Bryant's highlight layups and transition plays earned fan admiration, showing his arrival, Jordan felt the younger, faster league pressing him. The Lakers' dominance hinted that the Bulls' supremacy was ending while Bryant began taking over the spotlight. So they're even saying in 98 is when the shift came. But this is when he was getting into his own and Jordan was on his last legs. You know, Jordan wasn't the Jordan of old. So in my deduction, you know, I do think if you get Kobe with the Lakers early 90s, Jordan might not have won as many championships as he did, because that would have been somebody who could match him skill for skill, talent for talent, killer mentality for killer mentality. That's what Kobe was known for. He was the Black Mamba. He was a killer. He was a closer. He made it happen. So, and my whole thing is, I always say Jordan didn't face anybody at their pinnacle when he was winning championships. Now, people say that's Jordan slander, but tell me who he beat at their top tier prime when they won their championships. They were going against guys that were over the hill, still great players. That's like if LeBron makes it to the NBA Finals this year and loses. Is that really beating prime LeBron? It's not. Or if Steph was to make it. I'm just throwing names out there of these great players. If Steph was to make it and you beat Steph in the Golden State, are you beating prime Golden State Warriors? So does that make you great because you were able to take advantage of a situation you should be able to take advantage of? Okay, let me take it back. I can't say does that make you great. Does that make you able to say that Kobe couldn't compete when Kobe was able to face a lot of guys who were in their prime? Okay? He's facing prime Boston. He's facing all these guys in their prime. And a lot of times, and the only time he has Shaq, true, but Mike had Pippen. Mike had Horace Grant. Don't knock Horace Grant. He had Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr was a sharpshooter. And then he had the best coach besides the Spurs coach and Phil Jackson. Some people say he's the best. He's the GOAT. He's the Bill Belichick of the NBA. He's just that dude. He introduced the triangle offense, which Steve Kerr has made famous again with the Golden State Warriors and won multiple championships with. Phil Jackson came and coached Kobe. You know why he coached Kobe? Because he could see the Jordan in Kobe. And you need somebody like a Phil Jackson to be able to not control Kobe, but to focus him to be able to destroy the target in front of him instead of just trying to be Kobe and do everything. He helped Kobe. So I think if all things are fair, the pupil became the leader in 2002 when Bryant scored 23 points, had 15 assists and 11 rebounds, and dominated Jordan. Okay? Jordan was on his last leg. He was on his way out, but still, that's when Kobe said, I got this. This is mine now. I run the show. So, long story short, short story shorter, I believe Kobe could definitely compete. Probably even maybe more so than LeBron in the golden age of basketball when Jordan and those guys are out there doing their thing. How many of y'all think that he couldn't? I could see him carrying the team. His mindset to want to win so bad would outweigh everything. He didn't want to be your friend. He wanted to destroy you. He was willing. He fought Shaq. Come on. That's a Mamba for you. I don't care how big you is. Get this work. So, closing out, yes, in my opinion, Kobe could definitely compete in the Jordan prime era as if he was at his prime apex as far as talent in that time frame. I think he's one of the few who could actually transition it and make it happen. It's because of his mindset and his pure ability to win and just overall talent and work ethic. All right, y'all, I'm going to wrap it up. I just wanted to touch base and get y'all opinions on this. And if y'all got any more opinions, make sure y'all send me an email. It's thehyperealpodcast@gmail.com. Touch base, give me your opinion. I'll post them up on all our platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. I want to hear from my chat. I want to hear from the people who support me. I appreciate y'all. And like I always say, to the next time is next time. Either be good or be good at it.